So,
Hey.
anyways, this week, amongst everything else that's happened in the world, my dear friend Fingers Malloy has decided to stop doing his daily radio show. Okay, I get it. It's tiring after a while. A daily show 4 nights a week when you got another job on top of it. I was very sad when I heard the news, but luckily, people, he's doing a podcast. And it's called Enough Already. And if you've ever heard Snark Factor, his co-host is going to be the one and only Tracy Connors. So right there just tells you it's going to be good. So look on Facebook for it. Just putting a plug at the beginning of the show because it's Fingers. It's Fingers. And he's been like a brother to me. So help out a brother. Anyways, beyond all that, there is so much stuff with this election we need to talk about. But very little time to talk about it. So where to begin? Let's talk about Marco Rubio's picking up his ball and going home.
I don't even know what to say about that. It's so disheartening. Like, what did you think? You were going to try for president the first time and you were going to get in and it's going to be awesome and you were going to be the shiznit for the rest of your life? Like, try again, dude. Lots of people try again.
Right. I guess I didn't think that he would actually go as far as just, well, I'm no longer going to do politics.
Right.
Okay. You worked in the state for the while. Has he done more than one term as a senator in federal level?
Don't think so. I think he's
in
the middle of his term. Toward the end, I should say.
All right. So because you didn't have a good showing for president, because the Republican field was just ridiculous this year. We had so many good people and a few bad ones and one still in there, that little Oompa Loompa. Anyways, because you didn't have a good of a showing as you thought you should have, you're taking your ball and going home and being a butthurt. Sorry, I kind of lost respect for you.
It's hard. It's really hard because he actually was my backup.
Yeah. Like okay, like you know, like when this whole shit storm started, you had like your top 5. Everybody does your top 5. And I want to believe that I think he was in my top 5 towards the beginning because it was Marco Rubio.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rand Paul and Scott Walker and Ted Cruz were more towards the top, but I mean, right. Rubio was always there. But I don't know. I'm hoping that there's something else behind his decision to leave and just not being childish. It's one of those things. You're going to fail at things in life. You're not going to win everything. Everybody wants to compare every Republican president to Ronald Reagan. Guess what? He didn't win the first time he ran either.
No.
What that? Just saying.
It happens.
It happens. You learn from the mistakes of what you did in this campaign, and you better yourself in the next one.
Right.
It's called a learning process, people. It's like when you learn how to cook and you burn stuff, you learn, oh, maybe I had the heat up too high, or maybe I kind of left it on there a little long. Or if you cook it, if you make it raw, it's just like, oh, maybe it takes longer than 3 minutes to make a chicken breast. You know, little things.
Yeah.
Not that I've done that, by the way. My mother taught me to cook.
Never. No, it is it's really frustrating because he actually is a really good candidate. And even though I really prefer Ted Cruz for quite a few reasons, had the reverse happened, had Marco Rubio been showing very well and Ted Cruz not so well, I would align myself with Marco Rubio in the end. But now, like, there's two candidates that I immediately lost respect for. Like, immediately. It went from, hey, you're kind of a cool dude, to, oh my freaking God, what?
Yeah. Pretty much double fingers in the air.
Right. So the first one is Marco Rubio. And I actually didn't lose respect for him until today, when he's basically went stompy foot, take my toys and I'm going home. That really rubbed me the wrong way, because that's not how you handle your problems. Failure happens, and how you deal with the failure tells me a lot about who you are. And I learned a lot about Marco Rubio today. But the other one that it hurts my heart is Ben Carson.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Before the thing that I know you're going to talk about, can we just all agree that everybody at CPAC lost respect for him on that Friday? Because I 2 weeks later, and I'm still pissed.
Oh,
2
yeah.
weeks later. I'm going to be pissed off for the rest of my life.
I'm so irritated because I missed Mark Levin because of all that bullshit.
I miss KT McFarland, and I love her.
Yeah, none of us are happy with you, Dr. Ben Carson, but we were willing to forgive that because we understand you were getting death threats, and okay, it's a public event in a not really well-guarded place. I got it. I understand. Here's the problem. You did that, and then hot on the heels of exiting the race, you aligned yourself with a man who called you a pedophile. That you now readily admit that it probably worked that he said that. That people probably believe that. Oh, wait, but it gets worse. Because when you aligned yourself with Donald Trump before anything else happened, my first thought was, you done got offered something. You got offered something in a cabinet position or probable VP or something. You got offered some power, and that's why you went for Donald Trump, which really irritates me because that tells me that you have no scruples. And then I was right. I really hate when I'm right sometimes. I was really upset about this. You admitted that you aligned yourself with a man who called you a pedophile for power, for a position that's not even guaranteed. Like, think about that. You sold out all of your principles for an unguaranteed possibility.
Right.
What does that say about you?
I'm going to say, I think the comment I made earlier when we discussed this is that he sold himself cheaply. So cheap, he was kind of like a crack whore, cheap.
Yeah, very. And I don't even care. Write us at In-Depth Girlism.
Yeah. Beautifly wings.
Like, seriously, come at me, bro. Because honestly, that's what happened.
Yeah, I understand the political world it's the weirdest thing I have ever been a part of, and I'm not even that far into the bubble. Though I did get a glimpse of it at CPAC, and it was the weirdest thing ever because I was in one of the hotel rooms with a bunch of people, and they were, like debating back and forth between Cruz and Rubio, but we had, we were discussing stuff before that even happened. Like we were having, we were having fun discussing things and ideas and just stupid stuff. And then a couple people started more showing up, and then they got to political talk. And then like at about 9:30, 10 o'clock, it happened because it was like a Super Saturday type of thing. I think like it was the night of like the Louisiana, Kentucky, and whatever primaries.
Oh, yeah.
So all of these people stopped conversing, went to their phones, and then one person on their laptop, because we had to look at the primary results and we had to comment about. I'm like, we were having a good discussion. I'm like, do you guys live that far in a bubble that you have to be completely on top of this and avoid all social It was so bad that one of the guys in the room who is kind of in the bubble also, more than I am, but not as far in deep as some of the others, took his phone and went around the room and started going, why are we even all in the same room together? Because one person saw that he was videotaping. I didn't see it until later. And the sad thing is, yeah, I'm looking down at my phone, but that's because everybody else was, and I don't know anybody well enough to start a conversation. So, like literally, I'm playing a game. I'm playing. I think I was playing Blossom Saga, where Blossom Blast Saga.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it goes. Sorry, it's just one of those really weird things that happens when you get into politics. It's the weirdest. And they weren't even. Some of it was some of it was policy, but there's a whole bunch of cult of personality going on this election cycle. Like I thought it was bad in 2008, 2012. Nothing compared to this cycle.
No, this is crazy identity politics that's going on here, and it's really very frustrating because I try not to engage in identity politics. Now that being said, I would like to contrast Dr. Ben Carson with Carly Fiorina because I love her. She's amazing. I actually really liked her. She was always teetering on the edge of my top 5, sometimes in my top 5. It kind of, I wasn't quite sure. I liked her, but I wasn't sure she was ready for the job kind of thing going on. But this woman who spent a fair amount of time challenging Ted Cruz directly, like a lot, about a lot of things, swallowed her pride, came out on that stage and said, you know what? I gotta say, this is the guy we gotta support. She didn't make a dog and pony show out of it. She didn't. No. There may have been some backroom negotiations, but I highly doubt it. You've got two very principled people talking to one another. I just think that they know that they work well together.
Oh, exactly. Here's my thing. When I saw Carly talk, every time I see Carly talk, basically, she has this class about her, like that, she doesn't have to say she's a lady. She doesn't have to say she's classy. She just is.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we had this orange Oompa Loompa with stubby fingers who constantly has to keep reminding everybody how classy he is.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's huge.
Huge. He's so classy. He has gold toilets. Classy. So classy. He said he wants to date his daughter. Classy. Okay.
Is she?
I know. It's one of those things. Because it's an irritating thing. Every time Donald Trump brings up how classy he is, it reminds me of a thing that Margaret Thatcher once said. And if you have to tell somebody you're a lady, you're not. So if you got to tell somebody you're classy, you're not. That goes for the Real Housewives of every city that's on that channel. You're not classy, you ain't ladies.
You might have money, but that doesn't make you classy.
Oh, no. Here's the thing. Money has never equaled class. I know dirt poor people who are way classier. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. The Dawn.
Oh, by the way, just to Bernie Sanders, these dirt poor people are white. And then when I mean dirt poor, this is how dirt poor I mean. They're not living off the government like you want them to, but instead they can't afford to buy this thing called dish soap. So they actually use dirt to scrub their dishes and then rinse them off. That's what I mean by dirt poor. Sorry, that doesn't fit your little narrative. Okay.
Narratives? What are narratives? Oh, the things people try to spin. That's right. Yeah,
It makes me dizzy.
I'm trying to figure out. Okay, for a while there, I was thinking, okay, the reason Donald Trump is doing so well is he tends to do well in open primaries and not so well in closed primaries. However, Florida, looking at you. What the hell? You are a closed primary. Meaning,
okay.
Yeah, no, go. Yes, go. Because I'm about to go off.
All right. Remember, we are talking about Florida, the state that has given us Florida man. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. Just putting it out there.
I understand. I understand. I just don't think that those crazy ass people that we see in the news articles are voting. They might be. I don't know. They might be registered. That's cool if you are. But Florida, what the hell? What the hell? You are a close primary, and it wasn't even close. It wasn't even like by a couple. It wasn't like Missouri. Oh, for crying in the rain. Missouri was so close. 1,700 votes, I think, was the difference between Cruz and Trump. Thank you, Missouri. Thank you for keeping it that close. Because you split the delegates. The problem is Florida is a winner-take-all state. People, if you do not, okay, wait, but if you're watching this show, you probably have an inkling of what's going on in the world because A, you're watching us, which means you probably dabble in politics, which means you probably pay attention.
I was going to say, by the way, hi to our 10 watchers.
Right. Woo! Hello! We're very grateful for you. Thank you. And I passed out like 150 business cards at CPAC, so hopefully we got like 10 more. But here's the thing. If you're going to vote, that's awesome. I fully support you exercising your rights in that manner. I think voting is really, really important. What's more important than just casting a vote is casting a knowledgeable vote, understanding who it is that you're voting for. Now, I have some really close friends that are like, woo, you rah rah Trump. I get it, and I love you, and I will not tell you who to vote for. Y'all make your own decisions. But
just remember there's consequences. I mean,
you also all know that I am actually pretty adept at this whole political thing. Because I do this thing called reading and research. Oh, and I go to events where these candidates are, and I try to meet them and talk to them. It's weird. I'm weird that way. Here's the thing. So Donald Trump is afraid to debate Ted Cruz one-on-one. Hands down, that is the problem. He has an opportunity to debate Ted Cruz one-on-one with Fox News. What is that? Lincoln Douglas debates. Like, do that kind of style, which is awesome. I'm all for it. And Donald Trump is like, no, I don't need to say anymore. I've said what I need to say, which is basically saying I'm terrified of going against Ted Cruz, who is known for eviscerating people on a debate stage because that's what he does. He has kind of a photographic memory, and he tends to remember things really, really well, and then he'll bring them up in the least convenient way for you. He will also drag you into an argument that you didn't even know you were being dragged into, and you will lose. That's his skill. He's really good at it. And I think Donald Trump knows that. And he doesn't want any part of it. So, of course, following suit, John Kasich is now saying, no, I'm not going to participate either. Rah, rah, rah. Now, John, John, let's have a little heart-to-heart here. There's this thing called math. It's when you add numbers together. There's a particular number that you need to reach to be able to be the candidate for the Republican side of the ticket. And don't know how to break this to you, dude, but it's actually mathematically impossible for you to do that at this point.
Wait. If he does Common Core math plus Democratic math, he might be able to, because I think he needs, 112% of the delegates left?
Yes. Yeah. So it's possible. I mean, if he estimated, it's possible. But here's the
Ran
thing.
down a curve a bit.
Yeah, but see, when we're talking about elections, we don't really do the estimating or curving. It's kind of concrete. So, sweetie pie, John, darling, do me a favor. Leave. Get GTFO. Get out. And then when you leave, could you also throw behind Cruz? Because that would be super awesome. Although, here's my problem with you, John, because recently you had some very disparaging remarks about law enforcement officers. You done got pulled over. You were not nice to that officer that pulled you over. That officer was actually quite kind to you. I watched the video. And then you went publicly, like, what, a week and a half later, and called him an idiot. Hey, John. Don't know if you know this, but we already have a president that doesn't like law enforcement officers. We don't really need another one. So I stand by what I say. GTFO, exit stage left. Bye-bye. Please don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. Okay? Mwah. Kisses. Love you. Bye.
Speaking of which, because I used to love going through Tumblr to find the crazies. Luckily, because of this election cycle, crazies have come to Facebook. I have, in the last week, I have seen so many pro-Trump people on my Facebook. So they're saying how Ted Cruz has been bashing police people, the police community. And I'm like, really? Because I've actually heard him speak from beginning to finish, and he's very much behind law enforcement. Mm-hmm. And then I start looking at the websites they're getting them from. Number one, a lot of them are one's called like Red State Watcher, which sounds like it's red, like Red State, which I have friends that work for. And then there's this Red State Watcher, which is more No, it's like one of those crazy websites that don't listen to you.
Fringe. It's on the fringe there. It's Alex Jones-ish.
Yeah.
Occasionally they'll get things right.
Right.
Not usually.
Yeah. So it's like, but I've noticed a lot in this election cycle. Like we talked about it in the past 2 election cycles, but this one has seriously like taken the cake. I don't know if it's because I'm on social media more and I'm noticing it. But the meme culture has taken off greatly in the last 4 years. So you have all these memes, and that's what people pay attention to, the memes. And then you got the clickbait headlines. And people just read that. I mean, like I've clicked the headlines and they're going, oh, it's going to be a story about this. And then I'll read it, and it was nothing about what was on that headline.
Or it's like a sentence that's way deep in the article in a paragraph that gets explained away that it's not really what it says it is in the headline. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I joked about it for a while. I'm sitting there going, oh, the way that I could get more hits as a blogger is to write clickbait. And here's the thing, people. I've tried. I can't do it. I cannot do it for the life of me.
No, I'm too honest. I can't lure people in. You either like what I write or you don't.
Well, here's the thing. My mom brought me up a certain way. And that way is not to sell myself cheaply. As much as I would love to do a clickbait art headline. And I have friends that do it, and they do it brilliantly. I mean, they get, because their headlines are clickbaity enough that they'll get the clicks, but the articles is still good.
Mm.
I know what I write, people. I know what I write. It's my opinion. Not everybody agrees with it. But I could, if I did a clickbaity article, I could get 1,000, 10,000 hits just from the. But I was taught not to prostitute myself like that.
Yep.
So what do? I go with an honest headline, and I get my 10 clicks from my friends that watch the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for fun, we should do a clickbaity headline for this one.
I already named it, so yeah. Maybe next time.
Just so you all know, she's really the brains behind this operation. I just show up and talk. Like, really, honestly, that's what happens. So I gotta give it to Sparkles, because she sets all this up and does all the techie stuff, and I don't. So
here's the thing, as you can tell by the lovely tech design and how much you can see how much money we've spent. Yeah, I'm such a guru.
Hey, but you know what? If more of you watch us and share us with people, here's the thing. If we can somehow monetize this because you guys like us and we're funny and we're cute, I'm just going to put this out here. We could make this a lot better, like with real sound and cameras and actual lighting, because my lighting right now is literally the lamp from Pixar. No lie.
Oh, mine's a lovely floor lamp that I bought at a local store.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Simple, this is what you get. But still, Sparkles does all the work. I really just show up and look pretty. That's it.
And push buttons.
Push buttons! I can push buttons!
Push buttons.
We're off topic. What
we're talking about? Oh yeah, not drinking political Kool-Aid. Cult
Right.
of personality. Okay, so here's the thing. Because I already forget what we already talked about because Friday.
That's so fun.
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
I have to go to work in a couple hours. So here's the thing. I talk politics with my boss, who is more is liberal, pretty much. But he isn't a big supporter of either Hillary or Bernie. So he's kind of like in the same camp. Most of us are. We're like, we don't like none of these people. But we talk about Trump and why he has, kind of dominated this election cycle. And it's the same reason Barack Obama did. In 2008, 2012, the Republicans are like, don't vote with your feelings, vote with logic and fact. Da, 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 da. And that's how we try to fight everything. Quit using your feelings at the, at the polls. It was smart. We were just bashing the fields, because liberals were all about the fields and we were supposed to be about the logic. Well, then Donald Trump shows up, riles everybody up. Now everybody is on this emotional roller coaster with him because they're pissed off or da 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 da. So now more of the Republicans are doing the same thing that the Democrats did in the past two elections. We're on this emotional roller coaster with this narcissist who really could give a shit less about us. And that's why in all honesty, I don't understand why people are just so bullheaded when it comes to candidates. If you don't like my candidate, and I know we've been friends for like 15 years, but fuck you, I don't want to be your friend no more, over somebody who doesn't know who the hell you are and only going to take the residence up for 4 to 8 years. Okay. There's my emotional outburst because that makes no logical freaking sense.
No, it doesn't. It's ridiculousness.
But because Donald Trump has grabbed on to the emotions of what most people perceive the Americans want, because he's gone to the fear of Muslims. Not all Muslims are bad, but because of ISIS and the Muslim Brotherhood and Boko Haram and stuff like that, because of that, he used to go, we don't want all these Muslims coming here because of A, B, and C over there. So now the American people are like, yeah, because protect us. Okay, we got to, build this humongous wall because the Mexican drug lords and the smugglers and all that. Okay, granted, there are some bad dudes that come from Mexico. Not all of them. But because of those bad ones, Donald Trump has grabbed onto that fear and he has run with it. And that's what's happened in this cycle. It's the same thing that Obama did. He grabbed onto what a lot of Americans were feeling, which was at the time we were going through problems with employment and we weren't making enough money. So he's like, well, we're going to make this economy stronger. And he was being able to get votes because he's like grabbed onto the emotions of the American people and they ran with it. And that's what's happening again this time. No one's looking at the facts and logic. Nobody's looking at the math. They're not looking at anything. They're just like, my feelings are feeling justified and I'm voting for that guy. Though for a guy that's worth how many? He said, what, $3 billion?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Way more money than I do. Like I said, I got to go to work tonight because I work 6 days a week. My complexion is found out of a lot of other people in this world naturally. Orange is not a natural skin color of any human.
No, but John Boehner.
Can we talk about what it is with Republicans and the freaking orange skin? Really? Really? Why are we flocking towards these guys?
Like, why? Make it stop, please. You hurt my eyes. You assault my eyes.
First we had the crying Cheeto. Now we got this Troopa Loompa. I don't understand what it is about orange skin that's in there going, oh, we must invite these people into into the Republican Party. No, stop. Orange is not the new black. That's just a TV show.
True.
It's a TV show.
It's a good TV show, but I digress. Yeah, Trump is well, okay, when you were talking about, we've become this meme stream society. I saw a couple of people post this meme, and luckily I didn't have to be the one to destroy it. Somebody else, actually a couple of people destroyed it before I got a chance to, so I just kept my mouth shut because it's whatever, you already got schooled. So there's this meme that shows a wall, and it says, "This is the wall between Mexico and Guatemala that Mexico built to keep Guatemalans out." Two things. There is no wall between Mexico and Guatemala. The wall pictured in the meme is actually our border between Mexico and us. Saying, like, the second I saw it too, I'm like, that's our border. Right? So when I clicked on comments, because I was all going to be like, rah, 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 keyboard warrior, like 2-3 people had already said no, and they like linked articles about it too, which I thought was brilliant. I'm like, thank you. I don't have to be the bad guy here. Somebody else did it for me. So here's the deal. When you see a meme, especially if it pretends to be factual, like has like dollar amounts or percentages or facts, do me a favor, don't share it right away. Okay. How's about you look those facts and figures up and see if the meme is correct.
Right.
If it is correct, please by all means share it with the backing up of documentation to show that it is correct. If it is not correct, by all means, please share it, but with the information that shows why it's not correct. It takes literally 2 seconds.
I got schooled on a meme yesterday.
Oh?
It was basically talking to, I kind of feel silly about it now, but it was talking about the difference between basically like ADHD medication for children.
Oh, I saw that. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I shared it because here's the thing. I understand there are some man-made medications out there that help people. Mm-hmm. But I'm also very much in favor of using natural stuff. Marijuana that grows naturally and is not cut with 100 different strands of different shit, so you get like the super weed. No, just regular marijuana. If the oil from that plant can help somebody with, seizures, glaucoma, whatever, what have you, I'm for that. Mm-hmm. So without thinking too much of it, I press share because, because it was basically comparing, say, hey, there's meth in the ADHD. Why not go for the? I have friends that are pharmacists who kind of corrected me because in it stated like one is like a schedule 1 and one's a schedule 2 or something to that effect. I don't know. Yeah. I don't take a lot of drugs. I get as far as I need some to leave every once in a while at work because I hurt, and that's pretty much it. And he went through and started going, well, here's where you're wrong. This is actually how it goes. And I'm like, well, fine, brings facts and logic. He's like, yeah, it can't comes with being a pharmacist. And I didn't know that guy was a pharmacist until that.
That was funny. I saw that. I was like, oh, that's yay for facts. Hooray.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to like be mean. It's because I didn't really know the difference because I'm not a pharmacist. Because there are I am so afraid of med errors. I've told people that's one of the top 5 reasons I did go into the medical industry, is because I'm afraid of med errors.
Yeah.
And if I was to be a pharmacist, that would just, I would be afraid every time. Sitting there going, because if you screw up like somebody's heart medication or what, it's all over.
Yeah, it's bad. But that's forgivable. Like, I can kind of forgive that meme, and I also like the exchange that you guys had because it was not with malice. It was more, hey, just to let you know. It was kind of fun to watch. And that's cool. And I like it when people correct me. If I put something out there that's incorrect, like I posted a video once that looked very much like a police chase that ended badly for the police officers. I didn't verify it first because I was A, tired, and B, it made me sad because I'm very pro law enforcement. So I posted it, and I got schooled within about 30 seconds. And I feel really dumb because as soon as this person brought it to my attention, I went, crap, I even saw that. It was actually from the movie End of Watch.
Oh!
Here's the thing about that movie. As an LEO wife, that may be the hardest movie I've ever watched. It's awful.
I'm spitballing. I'm just gonna go by the title.
Yeah, it
sounds like it would be a hard one.
It's horrible. But the way that it's shot as if it's from body cam footage. There's a lot of it that looks like body cam footage.
Gotcha.
And I think that's actually how they filmed quite a bit of it. And this particular scene in the movie is extraordinarily realistic. If anybody has ever seen the movie Heat, the major gun battle in the street is extremely realistic. This translates in End of Watch. I corrected myself. I did edit that and corrected myself. I still argue that police officers do deal with situations like that, and it's horrific. But I felt really dumb because I had seen the movie. I had actually sat through the whole film. And you think I would remember a scene like that because it's pretty horrible.
All right, but I mean, it happens. My favorite one, because it was on Facebook maybe like about a month, 2 months ago. Then the fact that people thought it was real makes it that much better because it didn't take me too long because I recognized the voice. So they show, it looks like it's dash cam footage of a sobriety test. And the cop is sitting there, going through the whole thing with this guy. And instead of doing like the typical, regular ABC, like the ABC's backwards and heel to toe, the guy did the whole alphabet backwards, no problem. And I think that's about as far as people got. And they're going, oh, that's awesome. If they would have watched the rest of it, the cop had the guy do a dance number. And it was kind of a dance number. And then he's like, I think you could do it better if you added A, B, and C. And then she said something to her. She's like, oh, no, I'm drunk. And everybody's, a lot of, I'm ashamed to say, a lot of my friends on Facebook I've never heard of this show called Reno 911.
It is the best show ever. Like, seriously, it is the most messed up. It's Comedy Central, and Lieutenant Dangle alone is worth watching the show for.
Oh my goodness.
It is if you're pro law enforcement, you will get so much enjoyment out of this show. And if you're anti law enforcement, you will get so much enjoyment out of this show. Oh, it's brilliant.
Terry was one of my favorite people on that show. You cannot eat a banana on a street corner, Terry. Not the way you're doing it.
That show. And that, yeah, I see that sobriety test shared every so it goes, it like ebbs and flows. It's like once a year you see it come out, and it always makes me laugh. I'm like, do you not know where this is from? This isn't real. No, it's set up as if it's real. I mean, their costumes are very close to what our law enforcement officers wear here in the state of Nevada. And the way they do the dash cam is very accurate, and they put the time and the date and everything. But if you just listen a little bit to it, you have to know this is satire. Because even when he does the alphabet backwards, she goes, wow, that's accurate. I've actually not ever seen anybody do that before.
Yeah.
And so you have to know, like right away, boom, you have to know. People, if you see what looks like a funny traffic stop, please double check that it's not from Reno 911.
Actually, my favorite one that's not from Reno 911 and it's still fake as hell. Lawnmower Steve. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Let me set it up to you, because it was sent to me by one of my co-workers years ago. So this cop was pulled up on this guy. He's driving his lawnmower on the road. So he pulls him over, gets him to, finally stop the lawnmower. So the cop goes up to him and trying to figure out why he's driving his lawnmower. Well, it was because he lost his driver's license and he needed to go pick up some more beer at the store. So, it kind of sounds legit through the whole thing. And they're going back and forth. Well, every instance, there was 3 of these videos. Look it up on YouTube. But it ends up with Lawnmower Steve getting tased and him going, I know my rights! I know my rights! To me, still funny. Like I said, you'll have to watch it. It's been a while since I've seen it.
They're better than the "Don't Tase Me, Bro" reality that happened.
Oh my goodness! I know people that have tased themselves. And I'm like, yeah, are just dumb.
My husband has had to be tased as part of his training. Thankfully, I have not. I have no desire.
It's kind of a kick. It's kind of a kick.
Yeah, I have no desire. The closest I've come is I did the Tough Mudder, and I did get a little zap going through one of the events, because they have a couple events that are electrified. And I did get a little bit tagged on one, and that was enough to tell me, no, I don't ever want to get into a situation where a police officer is aiming a taser at me. Nope, not even a little bit.
No. I have this thing. I don't know how often it happens, but with my luck, it would happen to me. If I got tased, I'd pee myself. I just know it.
It does happen actually pretty frequently.
Yeah. I just know I would be one of them. Number one, I'm a woman and my bladder's pretty much always full anyhow. I don't know the design concept on that one. And I'm pretty sure if I did not shit myself, I'd probably fart tremendously loud. And I don't want to do that either. Though I don't always act like a lady and look like a lady, I still kind of want to be thought of as a lady.
It's always nice. I've had 3 kids, so the odds of me actually pissing myself is pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, the more babies you have, the worse.
I mean, that's something when I get to heaven, I'm bringing up to God, going, seriously, what's up with the bladder concept?
There's a slight design flaw there. You know, it's fine, whatever.
Why is the sewer stop right next to the recreation area? That's the other part I would like to know.
I don't know. I can't figure it out. I mean, maybe it's supposed to deter us. I don't know. But that's a topic for a whole other day.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to be talking about political Kool-Aid.
Political Kool-Aid. So
they have to look at God going, what are we supposed to be talking about? Oh yeah.
Here's the thing. I have friends that have drank the Kool-Aid for Donald Trump. I have friends that have drank the Kool-Aid for Marco Rubio. Now, those 2 camps alone, like, it's so weird. And I think I said this on our last one. So we have a mutual friend, Virginia Crudo, who's amazing. I love her. But she actually went and interviewed people at CPAC. And she specifically separated the Cruz supporters and the Rubio supporters because she wanted to ask them a particular question. And of the Cruz supporters, she said, if your candidate fails, are you willing to back Marco Rubio? And of the Rubio supporters, she said, if your candidate fails, are you willing to back Cruz? It's a fair question. It definitely needs to be asked, and it should be explored because only one is going to get the nomination. So, hey, she said that 90% roughly, maybe more, of the Cruz supporters said absolutely we would get behind Marco Rubio. 100%. Exact opposite reaction with the Rubio supporters. They would not support Ted Cruz.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. I mean, we kind of saw that when we were at CPAC, the mindset. I even tweeted out, because not trying to be mean towards anybody's supporters. I'm not like that. But we sat in on both Cruz's speech and Rubio's. Throughout CPAC, this is what I saw. A few Trump supporters that were there, they were mainly the very older crowd.
Yes.
Of the Cruz supporters, majority of them were the tax-paying working age people. Of the Rubio supporters, majority of them were the college-age millennials. And you can see that in their speeches. Trump didn't show up for his, so we won't discuss that. Ted Cruz, when he spoke very passionately. He talked a lot of good points. And I thought that for pretty much the crowd was respectable. Except for that little Trump outbreak in the beginning.
Was shut down so fast.
It's so quick. But I thought for the most part, people were being respectful in that one. Now, next day we went to the Rubio one. And there were a little bit more people than for the Rubio one because we sat on the floor. Number one thing that I noticed is I had a guy who sat next to me because we were in front of the media, which means we had to sit on the floor so media could see. If you stood along the walls, you could stay standing. It's just if you're in front of the media, you needed to be seated so media could see the stage and what's going on. I understood. Unfortunately, I had an elderly gentleman that was standing next to me and he wore braces, and he had trouble getting down and getting back up. There was a little girl who had a CPAC volunteer shirt on, who took up 3 seats so she could lay down. There were so many millennials taking these seats, and they saw this older man, and they didn't offer him a seat, nothing. I had to help this man get back up because he went and he reached for the metal bar next to him, and there's no support on it. And I'm not saying it's all Rubio supporters. It was just a climate that was in there, and he pandered exclusively to the college students. Like, he didn't say anything to us taxpayers. He didn't say anything about the people that were in his age group. Nothing. It was all for the 20s, the early 20s, even not even the older 20s. So
it was surreal. It was different. I wasn't. You saw me. You know, when Cruz was speaking, I think I got to my feet probably 3 or 4 times. And not because I'm all kajagoogoo about him. I am. I really like him, but I'm not. He's not my savior. Sorry, Jesus is my savior. So you know what? Everybody else can take a back seat. But he, oh man, in that speech, he actually spoke very eloquently about law enforcement officers. And I know y'all watch this show, so y'all know that that's just something that is very personal and near and dear to me, and that you want me to vote for you. Be very supportive of law enforcement officers. You got my vote.
Right.
And, yeah, no, go.
Oh, no, I was going to say, okay, this is how we were at CPAC. When there was people speaking, for the most part, we were in the back. We were kind of be like the sarcastic little bit, just in there go, you know, the golf claps and going, preach, preach, amen, you know, hallelujah. For most of the speeches, because it was the same song and dance we hear all the time. Preach, preach. And and Muffy can attest, I was doing that kind of with, you know, Cruz's speech. I wasn't constantly getting up because, but I mean, there were points that I did, don't get me wrong, but I was being that sarcastic. Preach it, preach. But there was, I mean, he did make a lot of points, and I did stand up on a lot of it. It's just, I give myself that distance because I'm for Vermin Supreme Gary Johnson. I feel the moment is right.
Yeah, that may end up being my vote, but
3 ponies for everyone.
I just, Ted Cruz has so much respect for our law enforcement officers and so much respect for us as voters. That's the thing that I love.
Okay, we got like 1 minute left, so I'm going to make this closing. I got 2 thoughts left on the Marco Rubio Ted Cruz thing. Okay.
Go.
While they were speaking, because I didn't notice this until I saw the replay on C-SPAN. When Marco Rubio was speaking, he came in late and he said, you know, talked about, because I have the flu. And he actually did this after he said he had the flu. I'm like, okay. On the other hand, while Ted was getting interviewed by Sean Hannity, while he was giving an answer, and kept going. Like, he coughed into his elbow. He didn't cough into his hand, which is icky, no. Elbow. Talked. Now I forgot what the other one was.
I don't know.
I'll think about it later.
All I know is
now I remember. Okay. Yeah. Same thing at CPAC. Rubio was getting interviewed. What was the first thing that he did? Brought out his little bottle of water. Dude, the joke is freaking old now. Drop it. Get new writers. Ted Cruz, on the other hand, was able to come up with things on the fly. He was able, the jokes may not always land, but they were at least quick, you know, like he was quick-witted about some of it. Like he brought up that orange pantsuits are the new Democratic blue for Hillary. Okay, so that was my last 2 cents.
I do. I think that Ted Cruz has his thumb on the pulse. He knows what's going on. And I need to make a pitch to those that are watching. I know most of you are already Cruz supporters, but if you're not, I highly suggest you look at him and get behind him. I'm a little disappointed that Marco Rubio hasn't already come forward and said that he's behind Cruz. That actually disappoints me immediately and wholly. It's awful. So, but if you take any objection with what I have said, in-depth girlism on Twitter, find me, tweet me. I'll respond. I'm really good at that.
Yeah, Beautifly Wings. Beep, right there. I'll respond sooner or later. I'm
When
on
she's
at least
not
one
working.
day. Yeah, when I'm not working, because Lord knows. But okay, until next time, bye.
We love you.